First up today, President Obama just announced that Merrick Garland as his nominee to be the next Supreme Court Justice. What is your reaction to this announcement, and what can you tell us about Judge Garland?
Well, I would just what I've read about Judge Garland. He's been on the D.C. Court of Appeals, which obviously is the second highest court in the country. The president has said for a number of weeks he was going to put forth a nominee. He did today. And now it's up to the U.S. Senate to decide on whether they want to have a hearing on this. I think we have really two competing constitutional principles here. We have the principle of the president's ability to nominate, but also we have I think the equally important prerogative of the Senate, which is to advise and consent. What does advise and consent mean? And I think we're going to hear a lot about that. Clearly, we have a presidential election that's going to take place in about 7 months in November. And when I talk to people in my district, this is an important position, the U.S. Supreme Court Justice vacancy. And so there's a lot of people, particularly in my district, that want to have the two presidential candidates, which we'll know officially here in a couple months, have them put forth their ideas on who they want as a pick for the Supreme Court, and let the people decide. We live in a democracy. We're going to have an election in November. Let the people decide who they want as their next president, and that person can then pick the justice. There's some precedent for this in our previous selection of Supreme Court justices on this close to presidential elections. And so from my point of view, I think it's important that we let the people decide and let democracy take place here. And so advising consent in the Senate is going to be something we're going to hear a lot about, but clearly if the people want the election to decide it, I think that's something we have to strongly consider.